If you're gearing up for elk season this year, having the right gear can make the difference between a frustrating trip and the hunt of a lifetime. I dug through thousands of real hunter reviews to rank the 8 best pieces of elk hunting gear available right now, starting with the option with the fewest reviews and building all the way up to the most trusted pick on the market. Links to everything are in the description. Let's get started. Starting our list at number 8 is a 2-in-1 elk call combo that gives hunters both long-distance reach and up-close realism in a single package. The set includes the Long Ranger, built for aggressive, high-pitched calls that carry across open fields, dense timber, and rugged backcountry, plus the Fightin' Cow call, which handles everything from intense cow-elk fight sounds to soft estrus calls. Both calls feature adjustable reed bands, so hunters can fine-tune pitch and tone for more realistic vocalizations depending on the situation. Hunters using this combo have shared some genuinely encouraging field experiences. One reviewer said the calls were loud and easy to use, pulling in several bulls that answered back within minutes during the rut. A hunter new to elk hunting after years of chasing deer said the call got the attention of a herd on their very first weekend out, even without much practice beforehand. Another buyer reported the call held up well after nearly a month of consistent use in the field and still sounded great. Not every review was glowing. A few hunters mentioned that the call takes practice to sound convincing, and one reviewer felt the lanyard attachment was flimsy and wouldn't stay secured to a pack or clothing. The overall sentiment, though, leans toward hunters finding it easy to use once they get the hang of it, with solid sound quality and effectiveness at drawing in bulls. With only 418 reviews, this combo hasn't built the same track record as the rest of our list, which is exactly why it lands at the bottom. But don't count it out. Next up is a piece of gear that solves a completely different problem in the field, one that every elk hunter eventually runs into after a successful harvest, and it's already earned meaningfully more trust from buyers. Moving up to number 7, we shift from calling in elk to actually getting the meat home safely, and the GearOz game bag set handles that job well. This 5-pack includes 4 large 48-inch bags sized for elk, caribou, deer, and moose quarters, plus 1 smaller 28-inch bag specifically for organs, along with 5 ropes for securing the bags shut. The breathable cotton fabric is designed to let harvested meat cool down while retaining moisture, which helps prevent spoilage during long packouts. A reflective strip on each bag also makes them easier to spot in low light using a flashlight. The field reports here are some of the most detailed on this list. One hunter used these bags to pack out a full elk over more than 4 miles and said they held up flawlessly the entire way. Another buyer has used the same set of bags across 2 elk, 3 deer, and 2 antelope over multiple seasons, praising their breathability, durability, and generous size, and admitted to always sizing up to the large elk bags even for smaller game. A hunter who packed out an elk in Colorado said the bags stretched and held together without ever coming close to ripping, all while keeping the meat clean and dry. A few buyers noted the bags are heavier than disposable alternatives, which is a fair trade-off for something meant to be washed and reused season after season. Some also mentioned keeping a few disposable bags on hand for situations where cutting the bag is more convenient. With 598 reviews and glowing feedback from hunters who've used these bags on real elk packouts, this set earns its spot ahead of the call combo through sheer field-tested reliability. But the next product on our list moves us from field prep to the tools you actually use in the field, and it's already collected more than double the reviews of what we've covered so far. At number 6, we've got a dedicated 2-knife hunting set built specifically for field dressing and skinning. The Elk Ridge ER300 series includes a 7-inch gut hook knife with a 4-inch blade and a 6.4-inch caping knife with a 3.3-inch blade, both crafted from 3CR13 MOV stainless steel with full tang construction for added strength. The ergonomic wood handles are sized for secure control during extended use, and both knives come with a reinforced nylon sheath for storage and transport in the field. The reviews here paint a picture of a knife set that punches above its size. One buyer used the set to skin 4 rabbits back-to-back with no noticeable dulling, then sharpened the blades even sharper than factory edge using a home sharpening system, and ended up planning to buy additional sets for the whole family to use at once. A taxidermy hobbyist who works with roadkill said the blades glided through meat and sinew with ease, describing their first full-body skinning experience as far easier than expected thanks to how well these knives performed. Another hunter praised the gut hook and straight blade combination for breaking down 3 deer within 24 hours, noting the edge held up well throughout but needed a quick touch-up before each additional hunt. Some feedback was more mixed. A few buyers felt the knives run smaller than expected for larger game like elk or moose, and one hunter had trouble with the gut hook losing its edge faster than the skinning blade while working on mountain goat hide. The sheath also drew some criticism for wearing through at the tip over time. With 1,453 reviews, this knife set has built a real reputation among small and mid-size game hunters, edging out the game bags through the sheer versatility hunters describe across different animals. Up next is a product that keeps you smelling like nothing at all in the field, a detail more elk hunters swear by than you'd expect, and it's already pulled in noticeably more reviews than the knives. Landing at number 5 is a scent elimination soap that might not look flashy, but the review count tells you hunters are relying on it season after season. This bar features natural vegetable proteins designed to attack body odor, along with honey quat for hydration and aloe vera for softer skin, all while remaining completely odorless so it doesn't introduce a new scent that could spook game. It doubles as an effective hand soap too, and it's fully biodegradable for use at camp. The field feedback here focuses heavily on effectiveness. One hunter compared it directly to soap costing several times more and found it removed odor just as well. Another buyer said the bar left them scent-free without drying out their skin, even holding up through a full day bundled up in cold weather. A reviewer without any hunting background picked it up specifically for fragrance-free odor control and reported it eliminated underarm odor completely, even in summer heat, without irritating their eczema-prone skin. Anglers have found a second life for this soap too, with one buyer using it to strip the notoriously strong smell of pike and musky slime off their hands and gloves after a day on the water. The only real knock against it in the reviews is a handful of buyers who found it slightly drying with repeated daily use, though this appears to be the exception rather than the rule based on the overall sentiment. More than 200 buyers picked this soap up in the past month alone. With 1,930 reviews, this soap edges out the knife set through consistency. Nearly every review, regardless of the activity, reports the same result: no lingering scent. Next on our list is a full hunting outfit that keeps you warm, dry, and quiet all season long, and it's already collected considerably more reviews than the soap. Number 4 brings us to a complete hunting outfit rather than a single accessory. This nowâ jacket and pants set is built with a water-resistant, breathable exterior and a soft fleece lining designed to keep hunters warm without adding bulk. The set includes 9 total pockets across the jacket and pants for gear storage, magnet buckle closures designed to reduce noise, and a back panel built to accommodate a safety harness strap underneath the jacket. It's rated for hunting everything from deer and turkey to elk and bear. The reviews reflect a lot of real cold weather field use. One buyer said the set kept them warm through temperatures ranging from 16 to 40 degrees across 4 separate hunts, in both snow and misty conditions, while staying true to size and notably quiet when moving through brush. Another hunter sat in the snow for a full 7-hour stretch in 24-degree weather and stayed warm the entire time, praising the quiet zippers and the way the fabric handled moisture without letting any water through. A reviewer who wore the set on the ground for hours mentioned they had to shed the jacket partway through because it ran warmer than expected, which speaks well to its insulation. Fit is the most common point of disagreement. Several buyers found the pants ran noticeably smaller than the jacket size would suggest, leading a few hunters to recommend ordering pants a size up if you're between sizes. A handful of reviewers also felt the material was less silent than advertised when compared to true stealth fabrics, describing it as closer to standard rain gear in sound. More than 50 buyers purchased this set in the past month. With 2,498 reviews, this full clothing system pulls ahead of the soap by covering an entirely different, more essential need in the field: staying warm and concealed for hours at a time. Coming up next is a product hunters use almost every single outing, and it's already collected nearly double the reviews of this clothing set. Cracking the top 3 is a camouflage face paint stick built for quick, mess-free application before you head into the field. This 3-color stick features a twist-up design that avoids the greasy mess of traditional face paint, and it's built to last through sweat, rain, and general field conditions without needing constant reapplication. It's compact enough to toss in a jacket pocket or hunting pack for quick touch-ups throughout the day. Reviewers consistently point to how easy it is to use, even for people applying it to someone else. One buyer said it was simple to apply to their husband's skin and would happily recommend it for hunting or even costume use. Another hunter who has used the same 3-color stick season after season described it as excellent for adapting to different hunting environments, noting the paint applied smoothly, stayed in place through changing weather, and helped them blend seamlessly into their surroundings all day. A parent buying it for kids heading out on a hunt appreciated how easily it came off with just a warm washcloth afterward, which made cleanup painless. A few buyers were surprised by how small the stick actually is compared to what they expected from the product photos, with one hunter comparing it to a pair of chapsticks rather than a full-size deodorant stick. Despite the smaller size, most reviewers agreed it lasts through at least a full season of use. Over 2,000 buyers picked this up in the past month, making it one of the more frequently restocked items on this entire list. With 4,821 reviews, this face paint stick jumps well ahead of the clothing set, driven by how universally useful it is across virtually every type of hunting, not just elk. The next product on our list is where things get serious. It's an 8-piece kit that handles everything after the shot, and it's already earned over 1,000 more reviews than this face paint. At number 2, we've got a complete field dressing and butchering system built for hunters who want to process game entirely on their own, from field to freezer. This 8-piece kit includes an 8.75-inch wood and bone saw with a blunt, hooked tip designed to avoid puncturing the bladder or intestines, a steel rib spreader, a 7.5-inch caping knife for detail work on smaller game, a 9.5-inch gut hook skinner, a 10-inch boning knife for separating meat from bone, a tungsten carbide sharpener to maintain edges in the field, and a pair of red game cleaning gloves. Every blade is stainless steel with full tang construction and durable handles built to hold up over repeated use. The field experience shared by reviewers here is extensive. One hunter with over 25 years working in commercial kitchens said he was able to process an entire deer from field dressing through final processing using nothing but this kit, singling out the caping knife and boning knife as the tools he reached for most, and noting he never once wished he had additional blades. Another buyer processed his first deer using the kit and said every single tool got used, with the blades arriving sharp enough right out of the box that only a quick wipe down with mineral oil was needed before the first cut. A hunter who bought this as a gift said his nephew, an experienced hunter himself, immediately recognized what every piece was for and was impressed with the build quality of each tool. The most common critique involves the plastic storage case, which several buyers noted lacks drainage holes and can retain water after washing unless you drill extra holes yourself. A few hunters also mentioned the included bone saw is a bit awkward on flat surfaces, though still usable for the job. More than 200 buyers picked up this kit in the past month. With 6,005 reviews, this kit has built one of the strongest reputations on our entire list for complete game processing. But our number 1 pick isn't even close. It has over 84,000 reviews, a completely different category of product, and it protects something you can't get back once it's gone: your hearing. Taking the top spot is a piece of gear that has nothing to do with processing your elk and everything to do with protecting yourself while you're out there hunting them, and the review count makes it clear just how many hunters and shooters trust it. The Walker's Razor Slim is an electronic hearing protection muff built with an ultra-low-profile design and slim ear cups for a secure, comfortable fit. 2 high-gain microphones amplify safe ambient sounds like footsteps, voices, and approaching game while instantly suppressing dangerous noise levels like a gunshot. The rugged rubberized housing protects the internal electronics, and an audio input jack lets you plug in a phone to use the muffs as standard headphones between hunts. The reviews here span far beyond elk hunting alone, but the consistent theme is trust in high-stakes moments. One hunter said that after switching to these muffs full-time, they never went back to plugging their ears with foam underneath their old passive muffs, describing standing next to someone firing a .44 Magnum and feeling the concussion of every shot without any discomfort to their hearing. Another buyer who wears sunglasses with thick temple arms, which usually breaks the seal on hearing protection, said these muffs still maintained an effective seal without letting sound through. A hunter who needed something slim enough to fit in a coverall's chest pocket and pull out right before taking a shot used them successfully on the exact day they harvested their first buck of the season, praising the instant on-off convenience and reliable protection. A few reviewers noted the pass-through audio has slight latency and some digital noise artifacts, which one buyer felt held these back from being usable for casual music listening, though they still met every expectation for hearing protection. Some hunters with larger ears also mentioned mild fatigue after 2 or more hours of continuous wear, though nobody described it as painful. More than 10,000 buyers picked these up in the past month alone. With over 84,000 reviews and a 4.8-star average, the Walker's Razor Slim isn't just the top pick on this list, it's on an entirely different level of proven, real-world trust. Whether you're calling in a bull, dressing your harvest, or just trying to stay warm and camouflaged through a long sit, this list has you covered from head to toe.